Hi everyone, I thought I'd go over some of the tools that I use for doing alcohol ink since I'm asked so much. I don't really have a good way to, or let's just say I'm learning how to make videos, and I just felt like doing a really quick one. So this is very quick, not very professional, but you're going to get the gist. And so I'm going to go over some of my main things that I use for my alcohol inks. I use alcohol blending solution. Oh boy, it will evaporate. My lid was not on tight. This is by Tim Holtz. You can get real good deals at Joann Fabrics online. It's alcohol blending solution. They only ship it ground, not air, so those in Hawaii and Alaska, I am not really sure how you can get a hold of this. These are also Tim Holtz colors. You can't see. I label all mine with the names so I can kind of tell. But I've got this new gadget over here. I'm going to try to lift this up and not make you dizzy. I found this at Joann Fabrics. I think it was for glitter paints, but I was so happy. Look at that, all organized and all my colors, and so that's actually working out a little bit better than labeling them, but when I had them upright, I did label them. I also use, oh, can I get this in here? Here, let's put it like this. 91% isopropyl alcohol, that works the best. I got this at Walmart. It's pretty cheap, lasts a long time. I have various little bottles I put it in. I try to label them, but it washes off permanent marker. If you ever need to get permanent marker out of anything, this works really good. So I have some of these little squirt bottles with the pointed tops. They work great. I also have one of these squirt bottles type things. And I put them in these little metal cups. I have these for just various painting things around, you know, for the oils and the acrylics. I might sometimes use it like this to put over top of my oils so they don't dry out so fast overnight. I use one of these gadgets. A little palette like this. It holds the ink in there real well, and when it dries, all I have to do is reconstitute it with a little bit of alcohol, and it's back to normal. I never clean it out. I like all the different mixed colors. It works great. I bought a couple other ones. I thought maybe I better do like color families. They're inexpensive enough to do that with. I got these little brushes right when I started out. When you start out, if you use alcohol ink on yupo, you'll notice that it spreads like gangbusters. So I found these little micro brushes on eBay. I was going to teach classes, and I got really busy and realized with my young family, I don't even know how I would teach classes. So this one's very small, this blue one, and the orange one's a little bigger. And you cannot believe the difference between them. I'll go over that if this works out. I'll go over that a little bit. This is what they were called. TPC disposable micro applicators. And they have all different kinds, and I guess you can bend them. I didn't go that far, but dentists use these. They're used in here, I don't know if you can see the manufactured for TPC Advanced Technologies, tpcdental.com. Maybe you can get just smaller ones, but you get a bunch of them. I don't know how long it's going to take me to go through those, so it's going to be a long time. I also use cut up credit cards to scrape, and I have a bunch of straws. Went to Sam's about 10 years ago. Got 5,000 straws. I still have a lot. and I use them to spread my blending alcohol solution on things, and just for different techniques. These are used a lot. Now my brushes, I don't know, let's see up here. So you can see all the little brushes I use. I hardly ever use those big ones at all. The ones I use most are tiny and cheap. Tiny, cheap brushes. I think I got these at Walmart. Look at how small they are. Very, very small brushes. Whoops, stay still. That's because if you go any bigger, it's just going to bloom and spread like crazy. These are kind of the biggest brushes I use right here. They're a number 1, and this probably is a 1.5. They don't even label it. I would not use anything good at all. And you clean those with alcohol at the end. It's cheaper than using all the blending solution, and then you might want to wash it out with soap and water. I get lazy. I just keep using them. Makeup sponges, awesome texture. You can put little dabs of color on the bottom and just stamp it. I'll try to go over that. This little gadget is by Tim Holtz. It also is made for the inks, but I made my own little pads. I went and I got a yard of, and it was way too much, a yard of stiff felt, and I can stick it on here, and I dab colors all in it, and I stamp on the yupo. That's how I get some of those little dots sometimes. And you just keep going over the colors and putting different colors on there, and you get a hang of how much you need to use. Let's see. Oh, and these are really fun. Although my husband has a small air compressor, and I had him put it away because I wasn't doing the inks as much. I was trying to get away from them, but I can't. I love them. And the reason I was trying to get away from them is because they're not archival, and I really need to be doing some more archival work. But since I sell them as prints, they would be archival. Anyway, I use one of these guys with this skinny little thing to spray ink on stuff. And it spreads it. You drop it, you got to hit it right away. There is an art to this. I really like the air compressor better, but I drip with one hand, spray with the other. It is a very quick process. Everything is a quick process with this. I had a little sprayer around here. They say not to spray. It's one of those little mini sprayers. Let me see if I can find it. Probably not. Here it is. It's a mini mister. Technically, if you put alcohol in here, this is like nothing you want to breathe. So I'm like holding my breath, you know, got the fan on. You might want to use a fan if you're in an enclosed place. I noticed I was getting a little happy while I was doing these. You can laugh. I realized I was doing it too long and didn't have enough ventilation. Very not good for you. Alcohol is cancer causing. You don't want to sit there and inhale it. And I was getting high. So, oh well, all the fun, boo-hoo, is gone. So anyway, I hope that helps you out a little bit of the tools that I use. Oh, and these aren't as fun, but I do use them. I have, on here I have just like 4-ply visqueen, and this is freezer paper. This stuff right here is freezer paper, and I use gloves because it stains your hands really bad and you can't get it off. You can use alcohol. I don't like washing my hands in alcohol, but this freezer paper here You can actually wash that off with alcohol and it'll be like brand new, or use another piece. I use Viva paper towels to soak up. I use tons of ink. Probably more than a lot of people. It'd probably be scary to see how much ink I use to get some of my drip art going in layers and layers and layers. I am not sparing when I do the ink. So I use this. I might go 2 or 3 of these when I'm cleaning something up. But that works really well. And I do have one other thing. I forgot about this. I'm going to go over here, look at that pretty picture. I'll talk to you while I'm over here. These are my newest acquisitions. I've been trying them. I tried to sign them with Sharpies, and Sharpies never dried. So I now have the Faber-Castell Pitt pens. Can you see this? I actually have a whole set of them. I'm going to be trying to do some pen and ink drawings. The alcohol will dissolve this stuff too, so you need to go over top of your work and not do like pen and ink and watercolor, where you can draw and then go over it with watercolor. That's not going to work. Everything's going to dissolve. You're going to have a big mess. So this is what I'm using right now, and happy experimenting, and maybe I'll figure out how to load this camera up and show more later. Thanks.